A short man with black hair sat at a computer. An old chat box from the 1990s popped up, making the old screen go from blue to gray. On top it read, 6 users are online. A chat came up. The computer automatically read it for the man. In a monotone voice of an older man, the computer said, "There is a new player in this game of ours." The man typed out, "Who? The Brazilian government?" The old voice said, "A company by the name of BT Corp." The man typed, "What info do you have on him?" The new voice of a woman in her 20s said, "They have more evidence that our theory of time travel is possible." An old photo of a bunch of Nazis on a tank was put on screen. In the center, in a general uniform, was a tall man with what the man could feel to be blonde hair and blue eyes. His eyes were as hollow as every other picture the man had seen him in. The monotone voice of a male redneck said, "Looks like the Russian theory of American super soldiers out the window." The monotone woman spoke once again, saying, "Not just that, but there's references of him dating back to early ancient Egypt." The old man said, "Well, that makes China's theory bust as well." A number changed at the top of the screen to say 7 people were online. The man typed, "So what's their theory on who he is?" The woman's voice said, "They think he's some godlike being that needs to be killed." A new voice came from the computer. Unlike the other monotone voices, this one had a flare of life in it. It was unwanted life, but it was still life. "Meh, close enough. But damn, for all the bitching they do, why can't they put me down for good?" 6 monotone voices all together said in unison, "Who is this?" The new voice said, Best I can give you is from the Japanese back in 457. Quote, "It stopped momentarily. You are the leech in the human form who laughs at our mortal pain." The chat scrolled to the photo moments ago, just posted. The man in the general uniform started to move and reach out. Soon a hand came from the screen. The man got scared and pushed his chair back. The figure stepped from the screen like something out of a horror movie. Suddenly, he stopped. "Fuck, I ate too many quarantine snacks," said Sam, now clearly visible. The man screamed as he looked at Sam. His upper half was sticking out of the old PC, with his uniform still on. A gunshot sounded as Lillian was to Sam's right. Sam's head was bleeding out, and soon once again he respawned, back in his normal clothes. The man was screaming bloody murder as Sam tossed him into the old PC. Sam then booted up a naughty website with black leather couch. 5 people were standing behind him. As Sam hit play, the screaming grew louder. Sam and Lillian went outside and through a sliding glass window to see the night sky. It was the same night sky that they'd seen myriad of times, only this time, 1 star had died. Lillian said, "Now that my ex-family is in the picture, we're gonna have many problems." Sam said, "Odd, because they insist they want you back when you wanted to leave, and you're old enough not to share DNA with the family anymore." Lillian smirked and said, Why don't we give them a ring with a little twist?" A maniacal spurt manifested on Sam's face. A simple 10 numbers, and a buzzing sound was heard. An old graying man sat in a black leather chair in a massive library. The closest wall was an elegant rock fireplace, in the middle of 2 bookshelves. A faint ringing played from the man's pocket. He took out a BlackBerry, almost looking like it was pulled from the summer of 2008. As he hit the green answer button, a cold breeze was heard from the line. The phone began to emanate malice, and the psychotic voice of Sam spoke. "Solomon Blackthorne, we speak once again."
Solomon's eyes grew wide as he knew the man on the phone. Samuel Feeder, it's been a long time since that day. Sam said, the spring of 1987. That was a fun joke. Solomon stood up. Countless lives were lost that day. You laugh as you reform those with the flesh of everyone else dead by your antics. The abominations still roam this God-given earth, Sam said in a straight tone. Okay, Jesus freak. His smile was almost audible as Solomon began to yell, You are a devil sent here to cause chaos to our family and to man's beliefs. Sam said, Look, communist antics aside, I came to speak with you about your involvement with Lillian. You're not having her unless she goes to you. Solomon spoke once again. She's Blackthorn blood. You will once have her. Smoke blew through the phone and Lillian said, You're a damn skits if you think I'd go back to that same place. Those people that tried to sell me. If I went back now, you'd sell me to some politician over in Spain. Solomon sat down and said, You're being brainwashed, Lillian. Come back to us. Lillian said, Is that what my dad told you? No, I'm my own person, so fuck you, however many grandnephews you are. Solomon said, Get over here right now, miss. Lillian said, Shut up, great-grandbitch. Sam sat on the Eiffel Tower and said, That's her truth. And now, she's centuries older than you, so you might want to stop trying. Solomon said, Mind control her, that's why she won't come back. Sam said, I'm too dumb to do that, and you know it. A black-haired girl was laying down with her phone to her right. The call was playing through the speaker as she set up a .50 caliber sniper rifle. She aimed it at Sam above her. Sam's voice said, Call off your sniper, Solomon. The woman pulled the trigger and in slow motion the bullet exited and into the moonlight. Launched straight at Sam. The view slowly changed to behind the bullet's path. And as it got nearer, it stopped. Sam held out the palm of his hand towards the bullet and closed his fist. The bullet turned into scrap. He then grabbed the metal and threw it. In Solomon's house, a window broke and pain shot through his leg. When he looked down, he saw the contorted metal in his right leg. He started to scream profanities as loud as his frail vocal cords could. Blood gushed out of the wound. He screamed, You're a monster! Sam said, Then don't have snipers shoot at me. Also, you might want to stay quiet. Solomon screamed, You can't tell me what to do! Sam said, You're waking up the world, sir. Solomon paused. Wake up the world? Sam said, Yeah. Your side of the call has been transmitting to everyone's head. Solomon stood up and looked out his window and saw down below. The city was on fire. Sam said, That's what happens when people are hearing voices. Maybe you should quiet down. Oh, and that won't stop. So have fun. Sam sat in Solomon's chair beside him. The old man had a old .57 revolver. He looked at it and took one last look at the world. But Lillian had another idea. She opened the door to a room. They were both in the large library, her spear in hand. The blade glowed red hot as she stepped closer to Solomon. She held her blade to her lips and said, This is for the people that you made voiceless under your rule. He tried to scream, but his lips were soon melted together as she pressed the hot metal against him.
She removed the spear and said, "Problem solved." She walked away as Sam said, "Well, I don't think you'll be needing this." He took the revolver and left the room, shutting it behind him.